Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chesswise. Today we are going to look at a new topic, timing of a combination. So what does it mean? So we will try to see at what point we can try to look for a combination. So when to create a combination basically. So what we are doing here is I am taking examples from some famous games initially, and then we will try to understand how the player must have thought, how he thinks that the combination might be possible at this point. Okay, so let's look at the position quickly. This is a very famous game. I will give all the initial moves, how this position is reached in the description below. Okay, let's get started. So let's look at the position quickly. We see that white is quite active here. What is activity? I have told you before. We see the pieces, how much they are ahead. Okay, and one part of activity is developed pieces. So we see the developed pieces, queen, bishop, knight and this bishop. So there are 4 white developed pieces, and for black what we see, black has only 2 developed pieces. Okay, so in development wise white is ahead. Second, let's look at the king safety. Both kings are in the middle of the board, but white will castle immediately and his rooks will get connected. So he will get 2 more developments plus the king will be safer. We cannot say same for black. Black king is still in the center and it will take quite some time to connect his rooks. Okay. So what white thought here, that well, I am ahead in development, my king is safer. So especially I have told you before also, whenever any side is 2 developments or more up, so at that time he tries to look for some ideas of making a combination. Okay. So here white saw that firstly his bishop is attacked. So last move was b5 and the bishop on c4 is attacked. If he retreats the bishop, that will just waste the move and help black to develop his knight. So white started thinking of a way here which can force things. So white has extra development, and by the next moves he will try to force black into a position where he attacks, then the opponent black player defends. So such a thing is called initiative. One side is attacking, the opponent is having to defend. Again you attack, again he has to defend. So such a situation will be very much favorable for the attacker if he can make use of it. Let's see. So white thinks of 2 moves here. One, knight b5, cb5, bb5 check, which troubles the king, and second one is bb5, cb5, then qb5 check, which can also trouble the king. Let's look at both. So suppose he starts with bb5, cb5, qb5 check, then black has simply the move qd7, after which the problem is not that severe. In fact, white has lost the piece for nothing much over here, we can say. Let's look at the other position. Instead, if white takes knight into b5, which white played in the game, c into b5, bb5 check, we see that the black king is under severe pressure. If he plays the king to d8, he will be chased by the white rook, and if the knight comes to d7, the knight will be pinned. So let's say kd8, then long castle check, see far superior to rook d1. The rooks get connected. Now king goes to c8, and then good move rook d3. The rook joins the attack from the c file. Now it is changing the file and the other rook is getting placed on d1. So 2 threats are there. Rook c3 will win on the spot. So knight d7, d7 check also wins on the spot. Knight cannot take on d7 because this knight is pinned. So bd7 is perhaps the strongest move here. So let's go back to the game. So black plays the move knight d7. He doesn't want to break his castle and the knight blocks the check. White goes long castle, immediately threatening the knight on d7. It looks like attacks are just 2 and supports are 3. But if we see, the knight on f6 is pinned and it can be taken also. And the remaining supports are 2 and both are bigger than the bishop and king, bishop and rook in value. So the supports are not enough. So black has to bring more support to the knight on d7. So there are 2 ways to support. One is rook d8, which he played in the game, long castle, looks very risky, and of course it's blunder. Bishop a6 check, king c7 and qb7 checkmates. So black had to play the knight to d7. So black had to play the move rook d8 here, supporting the knight on d7. Now here white has many ways. We will again try to see how the pieces are placed. Let's see the activity. White has queen and two bishops powerfully placed, and the rook is also on the open file. Only piece not participating directly is the rook on h1. If we look at black, all pieces are stuck. The h8 rook cannot move, f8 bishop cannot move, the knight on d7 cannot move, knight on f6 is pinned, only the queen has got place. d8 rook also cannot move. So what has happened? The extra piece means nothing here because all the black pieces are stuck over here. So what white does? He wants to put pressure immediately on the d7 knight, so he can double the rooks by rook d3 and rook d1. That will bring attack on the knight, but it will give black some time to play something like queen e6 or maybe h6 to attack the bishop. Okay, so white forces things. He sees that this bishop is very powerful. So one of the techniques when there is a pin is we replace the piece. See, this is the defender. So what we do? Rook into d7. Force him to capture with the rook here. Knight cannot take because of bishop e7. Queen cannot take because bishop takes. King cannot take because of the bishop. So after rook d7, the rook on h1 joins forcibly, and now again threatens bishop d7 check. Okay, and the rook would be lost. So same happens to kd8. After kd8 we can do bd7 or rd7 check. Both are winning. So black had only chance. Black plays the queen to e6, attacking the queen and trying to gain time. He also makes space for the bishop. Now white could do many things here. As I told you, again white's activity is huge. He could have simply played bf6 and after g into f6 taken bd7, queen d7, rook d7 and won the queen. Because after bf6, qb3, bishop into d7 is checkmate. But white got an even better move. White played bd7 check. He did a fantastic calculation here. If queen takes d7, then queen b8 check, ke7, queen e5 check. Now if king goes to d8, either rook can take the queen or first bf6 check, which is even stronger. bf6, gf6, queen f6, be7, then rook d7 check, and then queen takes the rook. Okay, so only move queen e6, then qc7 check. If king moves to e8, then rook d8 or qd8 mates. So qd7 force, then qd7 checkmate. So let's go back to the position and see what black played in the book. So after queen e6, white plays bishop d7 check. Now black plays knight into d7, which is forced. Okay, and after knight d7, white had seen a very nice combination. Simple deflection. This knight is not allowing rook d8 check. So qb8 check, forcing the knight to move, and then rook d8 checkmates. What we understood from this example is that the activity is one of the most important factors along with king safety, which will help us determine whether to look for a combination or not. Okay, so I hope you are enjoying this channel. Do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for your time.